All right, we should be on. What up, guys? How you guys doing today? Hold up. We got Edwin here from Legal Dope Swimbaits. Let me get my live up so I can see the channel. Put that down. Alrighty. Let's see where. Hoping he comes on. He should be coming on. I'm gonna give him a couple more minutes.
Tell him he's fired.
What up, Daniel? Come on, man. Where the hell is he? I hope he didn't think it was for next Tuesday. I'm hoping. I just talked to him like literally 10 minutes ago.
Oh, Houston, we have a problem.
Nah, shit, I'll carry it. I don't care. Alrighty. Alright, well, I'll just start with my first question. Just give pretty much just give a little back information on pretty much how you got started on your pretty much brand itself, Legal Dope Swimbaits, and give us a little bit of a history behind it.
Well, it started because I got laid off from my actual job because of COVID. And once they laid me off from my job, they were giving me the unemployment with enhancements. And since I worked at a decent job, I ended up getting max benefits. So I told myself that when I'm laying around waiting to find a job, I was going to start a hobby to help me with mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it ended up turning into something different, once I ended up getting really good at it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just, like I said, I quit work and slowly started buying things. Started off with clay, made a few things, uh, and then got lucky enough to where I ended up being really good at something that I never thought I could be.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the name of the company is Legal Dope because I spent most of my life in prison selling illegal dope.
It's a
So
cool concept behind it, though.
yeah. So now, uh, I know I make something cool enough to where I don't have to, you know, do anything bad anymore. I'm making my own money selling the stuff that I create and make with my hands. So
That's sweet.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's pretty cool. I mean, seems like people like it.
Yeah. Yeah. They sure do. I do. I mean, I have a couple, dates of myself from you, so shit.
Yes,
I
sir.
like them. And
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem, man. And I always see a lot of people too, always pretty much saying the same thing. You pretty much have one of the best business ethics I've seen in the swim bait game that I've noticed. You're pretty much always on the clients, pretty much always responding back to people. And I really see that. And I think that's really sometimes lacking in the swim bait community sometimes. But
Well,
not
everybody wants your money. Everybody wants your money without wanting to deal with you. You know what I mean? And I'm not
yeah,
like that. If you're taking the time to spend your hard-earned money with me, your family, your friends, so I'm gonna treat you as that.
yeah. And I agree. You know.
And then sometimes, man, some guys dig a hole that they can't complete, or you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
do a little bit too much and then can't deliver. Me, I try to stay on a limited basis because I know that I can't make a lot. So I stay right in my little range, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And that way I don't have to dock no I don't duck nobody, I don't dodge nobody. People send me a message, if they are on a pre-order. I always tell them, man, you can feel free to reach out, ask for updates whenever you want. And I'll tell you where it's at. I'll even send you pictures as if in one of the stages. That way you know where it's at. So that's pretty much what I do, man. I just I'm a customer myself in many things in life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I expect that when I'm spending my money with somebody, I get great customer service or I'm not shopping with them again. So it's pretty much common sense, man. If you're in a business, I put most of my time into customer service. You know what I mean? I don't care who it is, who sends it to me or anything. If somebody sends me a message, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna make sure that they're comfortable with my answer. So that's just how it is, man.
yeah. That's a good thing to follow by. So
Yes, sir. I think so. I mean, I did when I was a consumer in swim baits. I didn't get that, so I'd figure I'd provide that.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing that sometimes stands out when something's missing and someone's providing that service. It sometimes shines.
Yes, sir. I agree.
But also, what I also was wondering is like, why did you get into the swim bait game specifically? Like, I knew you knew how to like carve wood baits and stuff like that, but why did you get in specifically to swim baits? Why not like crankbaits or soft swim baits or anything like that?
Oh well, no, I've been fishing swim baits since 2010. I'm one of the long members that's been in the swim bait community for a long time, and I've been through all the pages, and I've known all these guys for many years. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I fished from state to state, caught a lot of big swim bait fish, caught a lot of small swim bait fish. But I fish swim baits. I mean, so that was the. I've already been known in the community for so long and been respected. So
yeah, and
once I started making these swim baits, it was easy to maneuver myself in there with the following that I already had.
interesting, smart. That's smart.
Yes, sir. And I built with a prominent builder from the industry. I used to help him build his bait
Yeah,
in
and didn't you also
2018.
help a couple other bait makers as well building baits? Like I think it was like a
Just
big
Brent,
boat. Yeah,
just
yeah.
Brent LaGrady. I helped
That's
build the
pretty
donuts.
nice. And what were you doing on the hardware or just pretty much
Yeah,
sanding?
just the hardware, the sanding, the grunt work. I didn't carve any of his stuff. He didn't. He had a specific shape. He didn't. He was the one that carved everything. I just helped him finish.
Ah, that's nice though. That's pretty sweet though. And it shows
Yes,
that pretty
sir.
much having a, background or somewhat of being in the community for a little while and getting your name known helps when starting a business.
Yes, because I was a consumer. Who better than to buy a lure from somebody that's been using them for a long time? I fished everybody's lure. I've been fishing. I mean, I've fished everything. I've had everything. I've had everything twice, is what I like to say. So I
Yeah.
mean, once you get to that point, man, you know what a lure's supposed to do. You know how you want it to fish, because man, this is what you've been doing. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get fish to bite these for the last 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. Getting to where I'm at. I have the experience on the water experience.
Yeah. And sometimes that's the best experience.
I think so. I think these guys that are coming in now has never really thrown swim baits, just see swim baits and just
Yeah.
try to build one. they don't have no idea what a good swim bait would entail. They don't know how durable it would have to be because they've never thrown one. They don't know, I mean, literally anything, man. These line ties and all that has to be put in a specific place. If not, you'll have things getting caught in places they don't need to be caught. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
mean, there's a lot of things it takes underwater experience when you're building these, in my opinion. So that's why a lot of people come in, fizzle out,
Yeah. And then you also see a lot of guys where they'll literally, you see pretty much like the first bait they make or a couple of the first baits they make, they're literally already trying to make uh like the first copy or sort, you can say. They'll start pretty much making that bait consistently instead of maybe trying to test a couple different models of that bait and maybe see, how that works out. But it's more or less they just pretty much go with the first thing they make and pretty much try to sell it.
Yeah, that's what, because everybody sells their first thought, which is completely insane.
Yeah. And I don't think
I
that's
had to
the
have,
right way to go about it.
I had to have carved 20 models, man, before I even thought about selling anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see you pretty much carving all the time. You literally, it's like every time I go on their damn Instagram or on Facebook, I see a new damn bait coming out. So I'm like, damn,
You
this guy,
can't change things doing the same thing everybody else is doing.
yeah,
You can't make an impact, man. I mean, this swim bait community, everything's been going the same for a very long time. It's okay to add a little bit of flavor to it.
yeah, that's good. And so and also like, how hard was it for you pretty much to start your business? Like, was it pretty much what was the hardest thing to do to start the business?
Actually, it wasn't, man. I've been an ambassador for F5 Custom Rods for the last 5 years.
Mm.
Uh, I've been working close to him. Part of the part of the team, deeply part of that team. Been with him for many years, man. And when it was my turn, I just woke up for a morning and he himself, Brad Vanderpool, had made my own business for me. He started me a website with clothes already loaded so I can sell. He uh, he
Oh,
created me a business account between my bank and PayPal. He did everything. I just
awesome,
woke up
man.
one morning and he created my whole business. He created
Wow.
my logo, created my logos, created my website, created uh I mean literally he started my whole business. I just woke up, he gave me the passwords and here you
Huh.
go, man. You got you. He did I didn't do anything. He did all of it. So
Wow. That's awesome. That's a good friend right
yeah,
there.
yeah. And then that's how it's been though. Well, yeah, he's been a good friend for a long time, man. And I mean that's the thing though, is that that's happened to me a lot since I've been doing this because like I said, I've been around
Yeah.
for a long time. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just him, man. I've had a many of hands. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Been blessed
Many
pretty
of
much.
blessings extended. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the biggest blessings is having all of the big names, man, that you and I know swimming or fishing swim baits actually purchasing my stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a motivator. You know what I mean? That helps. And so I mean, it is what it is. I'm just trying to make it the best I can. Trying to make quality stuff, man, that looks cool and people want to fish. Because ultimately, that's what you want. You want them to be able to look in the box and be like, "Man, I want to throw that." You
Yeah.
know, and for that to happen, it has to be nice, catch them, and then also it has to catch fish. My
Yep.
baits have proven that they catch fish. So
Yeah. And that's the thing that that's what I can't wait to try this year. I'm pretty much got the base that from pretty much from your brand, and pretty much I've been trying to try them out, and I've only got pretty much to be able to test them and swim test them, but they swim really nice. And this year I'm definitely gonna put them in, some work on them, especially the slap trout at the trout lakes I got near me. That bait really is really nice, and it
yeah, well,
literally
that's one of
gets out.
that bait. Yeah, the one you got is actually a special one because I don't know if you got the one that the crank down
I have it
or
right
if
here.
you got the wake from him. You know what I mean? But he had them in two different. He had them both in, and that's a nice bait, boy. Yeah, those are nice. Ain't that awesome? See how loud that is? Goodness gracious.
And that lip, man, I love the lip too, man. It just pretty much like a damn 4-wheel drive, just hit anything.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. That's a good one, man. That's a good that's a nice bait, man.
yeah. And like I said, randomly just cranking in, all of a sudden that tail would just kick out at random and then come back to center. It's really good, man. So that's what I
Yeah.
think it has the right profile, you know. So
Yes, fat trout needing to be eaten by a big old bass.
yes, sir. And those nuisance too, man. The dubs. I heard, aren't you someone else supposed to be making those?
Yeah, whenever he wants to, but I don't think he'll ever bring them to sale. I had sold the mold because he
Yeah.
wanted them for himself. So I
Ah,
said okay, and then I started making different ones anyway, and I can recarve them whenever, because I'm already going to be working on a new version of the big tum tum. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm gonna bring it down an inch. I'm gonna bring it down an inch and make it a little bit more streamlined. But that's gonna be another one that people need to look for. It's gonna be great.
yeah. I really want to get that little tiny tum tum. That thing looks perfect.
Yeah, it's a nice little bite size, man, and testing's going good. Fish have been caught. Uh, nice little bite size little bait.
Yeah. How
Freak
big is that?
dimensions on it. It's 4.5 inches with the tail.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
Three, yeah, 3 inch body.
How much it weigh?
2 ounces.
Nice. That's perfect. You can almost throw that on like a
Yeah,
pretty much, heavy jig rod or a heavy punching
yes,
rod.
sir.
So,
Oh yeah, you don't need to throw this on a swim bait rod. I mean, it's smaller bait. It's bigger than a G2 shellcracker though,
mm.
but not by much.
And those G2s, man, they get crushed. So I'm sure that baby get
Yes,
crushed too.
I have no doubt this is going to be an epic bait for this year.
We got my friend. Here we go.
Oh, that dude's fired, man. Who is that anyway? He late.
Big, big daddy.
He
Man,
late. That's me.
what up, man? How's it going?
What's up, bro? I just sitting here having a chat with old Matthew, man. How you doing?
Good, good. I thought I had more time, Matthew. I was on Central Time, not Eastern Time.
I
Me
knew there
too.
had been a confusion.
I'm in the middle of the country,
Where you
so
living at?
Kansas City.
I'm from Kansas.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, grew up in Topeka and lived in pretty much everywhere surrounding that. Manhattan. I lived in Kansas. I've lived in Kansas most of my life.
Gotcha, man. I was just passing through Manhattan and Topeka. I was in Colorado. That's a long drive.
Oh, buddy, yes, it is, especially from Kansas City. You drove
Yeah,
through a whole state.
whole lot of flat nothing.
I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
I'm
don't
in
blame you.
Texas now. It's completely different.
Yeah, cool. So, what are you guys talking about? I guess you're talking about your swim baits, huh?
Yeah, we're just pretty much finishing pretty much talking on the tum tums that he was just pretty much producing recently. But yeah, we're just pretty much randomly just I'm asking questions just randomly, whatever on the top of the head, type of thing.
Nice. What? Sorry if I'm asking repeat questions, but
No, no.
what got you into making swim baits? How'd that all start?
COVID-19, man. I was working
Ah,
for Joe Tex. I was a freight broker for Joe
huh,
Tex, selling freight, and I got laid off.
ah,
And then between my health, doctors didn't recommend that I needed to be going around people at the time. No vaccines. I'm already immunocompromised, so
uh-huh.
and obese. So I had to, stay away from people until. I mean, I still ain't. Anyway, I waiting for a vaccine that I never took, but you know what I mean. Trying to. But anyway, so I was receiving unemployment, and it all started because I was going crazy being in the house. So I started doing something for a hobby. Like I told him, I just started with molding clay, and then finally I was, brave enough to grab a piece of wood. And long story short, man, here we are, man. It started off, like I said, for mental health reasons, and then it went because I didn't want to have to work. They were starting to take away the unemployment, and then I was going to have to work around people. So I told myself that, well, let me secure something for my kids and myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've been a ward of the Swimbait community since 2010. So it's like, I've been known, I've caught, many fish. I've helped other builders with their lures. I've even built, with a prominent builder and learned a few things, back in 2018. But yeah, here we are making my own stuff. Actually, now my kids make it. So
How long did it take for pretty much you to learn how to like carve wood? Because like you said, it was like within a 6 year span. Pretty much that's a pretty quick time to be as good as you are already. And I
six
was wondering
year?
how hard that was.
You said 6 years?
No, I'm saying that when you were with Brent, you weren't carving at that time, were you?
No, I've never carved anything in my life. I just did for him. I just sanded. I helped him tune the baits. He carved his own because the shape was so unique that he had to carve his own
So
and replicate it over and over and over again. So I didn't know how to do none of that. Everything that I've ever done from here, as far as resin and making my own masters and all that,
yeah.
that's something that I learned from scratch.
And how long did that take you? That's what I was
Uh,
wondering.
I carved a decent carving my first time.
Hmm. So it was pretty much just something that came pretty much natural.
Well, it's no longer called Asperger's no more, but I have high functioning autism.
Ah,
Okay.
And I have savant syndrome with things. There's no other way to explain it, but I have it with other things aside from building. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it runs in my family. There's a few of us that are like that. And like in math, I'm really good with math, which is translated over to building, because I can make a symmetrical shape with my hands. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I can do a lot of things that most humans can't do with their hands. You know what I mean? In that form of fashion, as far as getting things correctly that only a computer would be able to get correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like
Or things like that. Because none of my stuff is computer generated, but you couldn't tell. Anybody receives any of my stuff, they think I use the same methods that
yeah,
any of the bigger builders use by going computerized. You know what I mean?
yeah, the 3D printing.
Yeah, but I don't. Everything that I
Yeah,
make is
that's
100%
what I was
handmade
lost about. I really
with
thought
very
that's what the tum tums were at first, and then I realized I was like, damn, those things like are literally perfect, and I was really
yeah.
surprised on that. And then those perch, the Percy the perch, when I saw the wood one you had made, that specific, the custom one you had did for someone, that thing looked
Yes,
pretty
sir.
much spot on, man.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. I can take and I can do it fast. I could have started carving one here with you guys and be done with it in the time we got done. While I'm talking to you, I would have been done with it in the time of this. The whole bait ready to mold.
Holy cow.
And the
That's
time that we're
amazing.
taking now, as a matter of fact, if we would have started 23 minutes ago, I'd have been more than halfway done.
That's
So I mean,
insane.
that's it, and that's what I mean by this ain't. I would say that it's God, or I would say that it's my brain. But either way, it's divine. You know what I mean? It's not normal. There's not been anybody that's ever stepped into a Swimbait community and done what I've done. And I don't care who you ask, or
Yeah,
you can name any name in the community. It doesn't matter. They're just it just doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
yeah, man,
So I
because
mean it
you came
yeah, it
quick.
doesn't.
And you're already on like almost one of the top, at least top five in my book. As
And well under a year,
exactly.
because remember, for the first 6 months, I've only been doing this for a year and 2 months. For the first 6 to 8 months, man, I was just playing. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I'd make things, give them away. I've given away 100 and something baits out, maybe more, to friends when I started. I mean, every big name that you can imagine that was my friend for years have gotten them. I can sit here and go through all the names, man. I've given away a lot because this didn't start off for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It started off because I needed to keep my mind together. I needed to stimulate. And that's because of my mental health condition.
Yeah.
And but aside from that, my mental health conditions also took me to 10 years in prison. It's also made me to sometimes, up until I was able to grasp it, I was very violent. I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I've crawled out of holes, man, that men just don't do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm blessed that I finally been able to lock whatever side of brain, man, and using it for positive, or using it for gain, or wherever, because I've used it so much negatively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty
Well,
much it, man. Yeah, it's not it's definitely not something that, I mean, it's not normal. You know what I mean? It's not you. And I understand that. People always mention that. People always bring it up. And I get it. You know what I mean? I understand. You know what I mean? I get that. I'm moving too fast or whatever. But oh well.
hey,
I only do it because I can.
yeah. And like I said, man, I've been amazed pretty much by how much you pretty much produce. You're already on that new glide. So
Yeah, and I've already gotten feedback. The other glide that I put out have caught in two back to back. Johnny Ellis just said that bluegill glide that I sent him and he fished is, if not, the best bluegill glide he's ever tied on the end of a line. So coming from him, you already know where that's gonna go.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so pretty much that's also a success. So I've already cranked out more testers to send out. I do everything like that. I mean, although I'm good enough to where the math is always correct and I can make sure my baits are great from the gate.
Yeah.
And I've been fishing for so long, you know what I mean? These swim baits for so long that I believe that my base is trusted without any testing, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
still go through the same motions every other new build would get, you know what I mean? I still send several of them out to product testers. They check for durability, for the paint, for durability, for the hardware, for delivery, for fish catching ability, for swim and what it can do. So I still go through all that, 99.3% of the time. I don't need to, but I still do.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good to do though, You always want that personal outdoor experience from actual customers that actually are testing these baits out, because you can make a
yeah,
nice bait, but is it going to catch fish? You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, yeah, mine will.
You're confident, that's for sure.
No, they're just designed to.
Yeah.
So
They're
that's
designed
really
to.
interesting. I mean, you've kind of got this internal gift, but some of these guys that I've heard that make swim baits, one of the things I've heard them say is that one of the hardest things is to create a consistent swim bait, whatever your model is, and make repeats of that same bait over and over and over again that will do the exact same thing.
That's actually really easy. I'm gonna tell you how easy it is, right? This is where your math comes into play, right? What I just explained to you.
Oh yeah.
And see, a lot of people ain't, and I'm not saying they're not sharp enough, but if you're just gonna, most people complain that maths is something you don't use as an adult anyway, and they don't know how to use math, to that advantage for mostly anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't. Regular people don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't walk into your den and like, man, I'm finna do 3 hours of trigonometry. You know what I mean? Or finna work out some sine, cosine, math. Well, I do that. I sometimes do math for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the point. You know what I mean? That a lot of the things that most of my builds are from formulas. You know what I mean? So they can't go wrong.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? They just can't go wrong. I mean, 2 + 2 is always 4. Does that, you know what I mean?
Sure. And are you sorry to break you to get in the middle, but I was gonna say, when you're doing this like pretty much math type thing, are you pretty much scaling these baits off on like a piece of paper first, or are you
I don't have to no more. I don't have to no more.
So you're pretty much doing this all from pretty much just in your mind.
Yeah, it's just freehand. I don't use. I just grab a piece of
Interesting.
wood, man, and chop it.
Interesting. That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I mean
cool.
a caliper for symmetry, and make sure that my tolerance is less than 0.2. You know what I mean? But aside from that, yeah, it's all pretty. It's all pretty much. I just and I don't know, man. Like I said, if we were sitting here and I would have grabbed a piece of wood and a knife, so a few things of sandpaper, you guys would have been like, "Oh shit, this dude's crazy."
Do you have anything in stock right now?
There is nothing ever in stock with me, man. I am behind at least. Okay, so people don't take no for an answer in this community when your stuff's really good. Because what happens is if you ain't about your money and you don't pay up front for the good stuff, you'll just never get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You'll just never get it. You'll wait for it in a waffle. I don't know if you know about the Swimbait industry at all, but you'll be looking for it on a waffle page, or you'll be paying somebody else an exorbitant amount.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
just don't take no for an answer, man. So basically, I'll take pre-orders as long as people understand that I have a 5 to 6 week wait. But that way, they know they're getting one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't have to wait for a drop where 40 people. I mean, where 30,000 people are going after 50 baits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I know all about that, man. I've been on that hunt many times.
Well,
It's
I don't hear
brutal.
that. So if you were to
Brutal.
message me, man, and like the guys that message me and absolutely have to have a bait, that's just what I recommend. You know what I mean? Because I work better from the hole anyway. I think most humans do. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that's just that's the easiest way for me to be able to tell and explain to somebody. Now I do drops every once in a while. You have to watch my page, but then again, you have 30,000 people from Universe after me advertising that want these. Some of those guys that use bots, you'll have to wait in front of your computer, refresh, and you're still not going to get one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're still not going to. So, I did, but if these guys just have to, hey, man, they always tell me, like, dude, I don't mind paying up front, And in my head, I was like, yeah, dude, I bet you don't. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't go more than, 30 pieces at a time, which it just takes me a week. You know what I mean? Maybe 2 weeks, but then the process of clear coating all of them correctly, curing them correctly, and packaging them, making sure they go to the right person, and you don't send Tim's bait to Julio in Florida. Those are the things that take time. And like I said, because of the sharpness that God has blessed me with, I've taught my kids how to do the whole process. So everything production that you guys get is no longer made by me. Hasn't been. I prototype. I do customer service. I paint everything. But 100% of anything legal dope is made by my children.
Wow.
So if you guys are buying,
how old are these kids?
oh well, they're not kids. They're not kids. My son will be 24 in 2 days. My daughter will be 22 in May. They're not kids, but they're like me though. They're mentally delayed. They'll be with me for a while. They receive this ability. They do have their challenges also, but they have me. So they're sharp in what they do. They know how to learn, and they both have the same exact issues that I do.
Right on.
So if they like it, huh?
I was just going to ask you, John Smith here is wondering if you have done wood crankbaits or rats.
You know what? I have some rats that I have a rat that I have to mold. Is actually a Texas kangaroo rat, one of the coolest designs you'll ever see. But so many people make rats, man, that I've gracefully bowed out.
Okay.
And I just make them for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have friends that make great ones, and in the case I don't need to be in that, niche, So I could, but I don't. And crankbaits, I've never made anything. As far as a crankbait, this is as far as you're gonna get.
Gotcha. So Tom is wondering. He's wondering how you figure weight and balance and center of gravity. Is that just all in your mind as well?
Now it is. Now I just come up with a whole number that works. So I'll go out with one master, or with something that I've pulled out of the mold, or I'll take three. I'll weigh them different, do different things, take them to the water. Before that, I'll measure just the blank with the weight in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
scale, and get the weight of each and write it down. Whichever one works better, that's the overall number I'll go with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now every bait my children make, before we put any hardware, they have to weigh that. So if they're using the exact measurement of every plastic and the exact measurement of every micro balloon to the point, and they use the exact same weight, when they weigh the bait, it weighs that before they plug up the lead hole, then that's it. So if the overall weight is supposed to be 4 ounces for a completed bait, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just give you an example. So basically, they're fixing that regular master and measure and weighing it until it gets to that weight. You know what I mean? Then when the lead is in there and they know that weighs that much, they plug the lead hole, sign it now, but then they do that however many times. So every single one is the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
So so everyone is the same. So there's never. That's what I meant. It's very easy. When you asked, I was like, man, that's by common sense. That's extremely easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's all it takes. You know what I mean? You do one, and once you get one how you like it, you're gonna weigh it. You're gonna put the weight in the same place, and you're gonna make sure it weighs the exact same of the one that worked. But I'm not here to share. I'm not here to share this.
Share your secrets.
But it's not a secret. It's not a secret. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things. You know what I mean? Like,
So how'd you come up with the name of your company, man? It's pretty sweet.
Well, I've done I think a total of 15 years incarcerated altogether, man, because I couldn't stop selling the illegal dope. So here we are making great stuff, man, that people buy, and they're just as addictive over it. It's legal. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, heck yeah. That's cool.
How about that for a company name?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's a good name, man.
Your logo is pretty sick, man. Who'd you have make that for you?
Which one? The written out one or the
the written out one? The written out one.
That's funny that you say that, because he asked me the same question. Well, I've been an ambassador for F5 Custom Rods for about 5 years, maybe longer. And Brad has been really good to me over the years, and I've helped him over the years. And I actually just got done talking to him on the phone for about 45 minutes. I had to get off the phone with him to come here and see you guys. But we were just going over a few things business-wise, but rod-wise. But anyway, so I woke up one morning and he had created my whole business for me.
Dang.
He made all my logos. He literally made me a website with all the pictures that it needed in the background and then created me an account for clothing. So right now you can go to my website and buy clothes and all that. And he did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Created me a business account between my bank and PayPal. Got me a MasterCard, business debt MasterCard sent over to my house. Adjusted everything for my taxes. Just everything that I would need to start a business. He started a business for me and just gave me the passwords. So I woke up to Legal Dope as far as the logo and the whole business,
Sounds like a good dude, man.
He's the man, and he promised me that. You know what I mean? He promised me that, and so he didn't promise it to me, but he told me. You know what I mean? He told me one day, he was like, man, whenever you get ready and it's your turn, man, I'm going to help you. And this was years before anything happened. So he kept his word, man. I mean, magically, literally I woke up one morning and I had a whole business. Like, he can understand the excitement, man, because me being who I am, I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me going through what I go through, I don't know. I can't, I don't know how to do anything. You know what I mean? Literally, like, it's hard for me to do normal things. You know what I mean? So he knew that, and definitely not sharp enough, but he did it all, man. And I'm immensely grateful to him. There's nothing that he can't ask me for. I'll do anything for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll help him with whatever he needs, man. I remember he flew me out. The whole team flew us all out to Toxic Days and the BABC shootout in California. Flew out the whole team.
Wow. That's sweet.
Yeah, and so I got and then I fished I fished with my friend, one of my friends, Fished a tournament with him, Luke Brennan from Lowbrow Baits. So actually fished a tournament with him. And so, I mean, Brad's been a really solid, supportive, 100% real friend, man, throughout all this. Don't know where I'd be without him.
That's really cool.
Huh.
What's your
No, you can go, Mr. Bass.
what's your most popular bait?
I'd say the ones that just been recently hitting the damn waffle pages, man. That's giving me a headache. The big tum tum, man, is everybody loves it, and right now the tiny tum is becoming a must want to a lot of people.
Golly, it's sick looking, man. It's really, really amazing that tum tum.
The small one, yeah, this is the small one here. Let me slide back and I can show you a whole bunch that I just painted today. And the sizes, because I have a couple here. I don't think I can turn my camera around when we're in this. But I guess I can pull them up. Here goes the regular size tum tum and moon rocks.
Cool.
And here goes the tiny tum in the same color.
Gotcha.
And I did a few of these yellow gills.
Oh, sweet, man. That's what I'm after. Gill colors. I love gills.
Yeah, that's a yellow gill there.
That's a nice
and
color.
then I did a few of these. I don't know. Huddleston Deluxe has a bait HBC colorway, and I do that. Like, really.
It's like a greenback.
Well, this one. Oh, wait a minute. These are cool. This is a pack I made, a 3-pack. One of them has a blue hue. One of them has a green hue. And then the other one has a purple hue. But they're all made exactly the same. So it's like a pack that somebody can buy. You know what I mean? Like
the toxic one that he did.
No, because they're all the same. This is just.
So you can do 3 different colors in one pack.
Yeah. So if somebody, here it goes right here.
Not just the same color in 3 different types of baits.
Can you guys see that at all?
Heck yeah, we can see it. Looks good.
Yes, sir. But that's what those are there. And I got to paint this trout tomorrow. I carved that up. I don't know why I did that and made it anyway, but that's like the shape of a brown trout, not a rainbow.
It's a good profile.
And then here goes a new version of the nuisance that I made.
Is that the mini one?
Yeah, the baby. Here goes a one-off wood I made, shad for somebody. This one's actually wood, not resin.
Do you prefer wood or resin? Really? Do you like resin more?
I like resin more. I can't make no money off wood.
Is it time consuming?
Nah, I just don't want to make 50 of one thing in wood.
Okay.
I'd rather replicate it and pull it out the mold ready to go.
Instead of having to carve each individual one.
Yeah, but everything comes with rotating hook hangers.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, everything comes with 360 degree. Very expensive, high quality glass eyes.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
100% high dollar hardware. I either use Gamakatsu, Owner, or Decoy. Sometimes really high quality inline VMCs, but most of the time, like I said, are the latter. The first that I said, and then for my wakes I use Dead On Plastics Crobblin for the tails in various colors, and my baits always get a free extra tail with each order.
Huh. Nice.
And
Man, you make some beautiful stuff, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's been a journey. And I have this up here too. I have a whole rack with more stuff I painted. Several different of my shad profiles. There's 2 of them. It's the Zilla shad up there, along with the Slim Hector glide. And then a Junior. Hand me a stack of those glides, those blanks from in there.
And the hardware too, as well, is pretty heavy duty on the baits as well. The actual eyelets themselves.
Yeah, depends on those trout. See, you have to design things, man, for the fish that most people would be. No, Edwin would be. You made 10 of them yesterday, didn't you? Oh. Yeah, but these things right here.
The gill glass.
Oh, good, Bubba. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's that one that real slim profile.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the one
man.
John tested?
Yes, that's the one Johnny said is the best swimming gill glide he's ever
Nice.
He's ever used. Yeah.
What do you call that one?
Do baby.
The do baby.
Yeah, I call it do baby because when somebody catches a fish, I want to be able to say do baby do. It's one of those premeditated names you can use for a slogan later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I named most of my baits after dope dealers that I grew up with.
Oh man.
Do baby was my drug dealer, and his weed was called the Do because it was so fire. You know what I mean? So so his name was his street name was Do Baby. So when everybody called him, as a matter of fact, when you call his phone, his messenger used to say, "Hey man, I know you're looking for that Do. Hit me back." You know what I mean? So I named the trout right here El Chapo, and then I named the Tum Tum after the rapper from DSR Tum Tum. When you guys get off, you can go YouTube the song Caprice Music, and then you'll be able to see Tum Tum and why I named my bait Tum Tum. He looks like this bait. I named Boozilla after one of my one of the guys from my gang that got killed.
Oh, really?
Slim Hector was a blood dude that I was locked up with at the South Unit and Hutchinson Correctional Facility. He was a dope dealer. Slim Hector is what they called him, and that's what I called that.
I was always wondering how you named all these baits.
I named them after. I named them all. The company's name is Legal Dope, but I named them all after my old drug dealer friends of mine.
Wow.
Ballers though. I'm talking about El Chapo ain't the El Chapo I'm talking about. I'm talking about a little dude that's in America doing just as much as El Chapo, but his name was El Chapo. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
A guy that I know, a dude that I knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys that were going just as hard as I was going, you know what I mean? And out there hustling like that. So that's what most of my names are. Even Percy the Perch. Percy was one of the most ballingest. No disrespect, I'm just explaining this, but he was a white dude, man, that was respected so much in the hood. This dude was blonde hair, blue eye, with a mouthful of gold, man, and will pop you if you talk crap. Hung around none but black dudes, man. Actually, was one of the only Crips in the neighborhood. He was a gang banging fool, man, well respected, and will smoke you if you run your mouth.
Wow.
Yep. But like I said, man, so everything that I've made has had, and I'm gonna keep on going with that, I think it's fun for me. You know what I mean?
Pretty unique, so it's not many people doing that, you know what I mean?
Clever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I've named my bait colors after pot references. This is Moon Rocks. Dank Nugs is a color that I do. Green Crack is a color that I do. Stuff like that.
And so pretty much like how hard was it for pretty much to have people pretty much buy the baits? Like what was the key to advertising pretty much that you think it was? Like
I've never advertised anything. To this day, I don't think I've ever said, "Hey man, come to my Instagram and I'll be doing I'll be releasing something at 7:00." I've never really advertised like that at all. Not once.
Interesting.
I just people just wanted them. I started making them, and after a while, when I wasn't selling them, people just kept on messaging me for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
So it's pretty
eventually
much
by the time
word of mouth that pretty much grew.
yeah, just me posting, me giving a bunch of them away to friends, and then my
Mhm.
friends catching 1,000,001 fish on them. You know, it just happened by itself, basically, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it just happened all. It just was organic, I guess.
Right on, man. If your baits catch fish, the word is gonna spread like fire.
They
Yeah.
do catch fish. Everybody that ever fishes my baits with any type of conscience has done well. The tum tum is a fish catching machine, very loud. There's a design in that bait that gives it an extra sound like a wood. There's a hollow chamber that I've created in there, and it gives the bait a hollow sound. So you get a lot of clack like it's wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real loud.
How heavy is the tum tum?
A regular tum tum would be a 4.5 ounce bait at
Okay.
7.5 inches.
Okay.
Get smashed though.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with compact, and I mean, you can throw that on just a heavy rod. You don't even need a big, huge swim bait rod for that thing.
Well, on the little one, it's small. Yeah, the little one is like 2 ounces. The
Oh
big
yeah,
tum tum
jeez.
is the big tum tum is big.
Uh-huh. That's great. So to get my hands on a tum tum, I got to send you a DM and then get in the list. Get in line.
Yeah, I'm at 5 to 6 weeks with times getting longer. I mean, that's if you absolutely have to have one. You can wait for a drop, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
try your chances, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know what I mean. It's up to you. I mean, I'll leave it up to the person as always. You know, you either want one for sure, just wait a little bit, or you want to try your hand at
Yeah, I'm not that lucky. I'm not that lucky. I think
playing the game.
yeah.
You know, it's either you play the game, man, or you get in where you fit in. When I was doing it, I love when bait makers told me to get in where I fit in, and I just bought it.
Yeah.
Sent them the money. Hey, man, when you get it done,
Right.
just send it to me. At least
Right.
that I know I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be waiting online, man, and fighting with kids over lures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Sometimes I do prefer, rather just tell the guy, hey, put me on a wait list. I'll wait 5 weeks, and boom, you get the bait. And
Yeah, the thing with me and waiting lists is, and I used to do it like that. But then out of 10 people's names I took, 3 people bought baits, and then I got to go siphon through other messages. So I'll never do that again. You know what I mean? You either pay for it or you wait for a drop.
Yeah.
Right on.
Those are your 2 options with legal dope swim baits.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Nope.
It's the only way, if you ask me.
And right, some people also were using your baits on like kayak tourneys, right?
Yeah. There's you guys can go watch that video, man. Go to Cast and Crank podcast, and you can go watch my buddy win a tournament, cast a catch on one of my lures.
Which lure?
That would be the original 2-piece baby Asian carp, the nuisance.
Huh?
It has thousands and thousands of fish in its first years. Tournament wins, broken PBs.
It's pretty much
this is
but tiny.
Yeah, it's that bait right there, but the small one.
Yep.
It's the carp, Asian carp.
Right on.
Asian carp bait is so cool, dude. People sleep on that.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that nobody's ever done. That's an Asian carp lure, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's one thing I was really I liked about it was that it was, I never seen an actual carp profiled bait that actually,
That's dead on too. If you go look at the picture that I used,
it is.
That is dead on. Like, that is a juvenile Asian carp right there.
Yep. Sure is. And that's why
one of the coolest designs in swim bait history, period.
I don't really see many other ones, except for the only one that I've known that was a little different that I like as well is the catfish one that I've seen, which is a catfish crank down. But,
yes, that's nice. I have one of those. My buddy, me and him trade baits for those all the time. Is that catfish over there on that counter? Right there. Yeah, I have that. I love it.
Yeah, it's a sweet bait, man.
He does a good job. He's another great bait maker.
outside
with
the
a
box
smooth,
right there.
with a great finish.
Jeez, that looks so catfish, man.
It is a flathead I had it made for me.
That
Yeah.
I'm
is
from Kansas. So I had it made me a.
That is a beautiful bait.
it's
Look at the
amazing.
bottom of that. Tell me that don't look like the belly of a catfish. That's great, man.
And then the hooks, the way they just sit inside the bait too, man. I love that.
They swim good. His is 3D printed though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, his is from a 3D printed. It's great though. I mean, it's great. And I've asked him for the services.
So the bait itself is
I've talked to
actually,
him for a couple of my baits. I've asked him when I can't dial something. I have asked for pricing on getting. But then eventually I figure it out.
wow. And are those so it's actually the bait itself is 3D printed or the mold itself is?
No, like he says in the post, it's just he carved it, but he has somebody fix the symmetry
Ah,
via.
I see. Like Row Innovations type thing.
Yeah, here
Ah,
goes a perch. One of my perch.
I love that bait, man. That's one I gotta get. It matches the perch up here so well. How big is that?
6 inches, 2.5 ounces.
Oh wow. It's a lot smaller than I thought.
It's tiny. It's the
Wow.
size of a suckling. It's the size of a juicy. Here goes the baby slap trout. You got the big one, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the baby slap.
Wow. It's way smaller.
He has the slap trout. He's showing it right now. And here goes the baby.
Wow. That's pretty nice. How much does that one weigh compared to the big one?
Oh, dude, this bait ain't nothing but about 2 ounces, man. That
I
slap
was gonna
trout you
say
got
it.
there is 6. That's 6 plus.
Yeah, this baby weighs some. It'll sound like a brick when it hits the water.
That thing swims good. It's gonna catch some fish, boy. You put it in front of the right fish.
Oh, I know it will, especially in these trout lakes I got. That's why I can't wait to try it. Especially when they start stocking them. It's gonna be go time.
Bomb.com.
Yeah.
That moon rocks color is pretty sick.
Yeah, man, it's a fan favorite.
Wasn't that a color that Junior did?
No.
Huh?
He's done his colors is Dank Nugs, Technicolor, Northern Lights.
That Northern Light. Nice.
Yeah, Northern Lights is insane. Camo Gill, he does the camo, he does the green crappie. He paints a whole bunch of stuff too. He's really good also.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's picked it up pretty quick too, man.
Yeah, he has, man. It was. I remember it was like last year. I seen him pretty much like posting more about like the baits he was painting, and then just got better and better.
I've done my job, man. I can go right now and they have a whole business for themselves.
Yeah.
They do it all now anyway. As a father, I don't think I could have. I mean, sure, they can go get whatever, if they want to go work for somebody, I guess they can go do that, but they won't have to if they don't want to.
Oh, that's awesome though. At least you have something to leave them behind. You know what I mean?
Exactly. As a father, man, that's about all you want, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah,
And
I've been scrolling through your Instagram while we're talking, man. I'm mesmerized by it. Got so much sick stuff on there.
what I was gonna say is that what would you recommend for people who are pretty much starting out and pretty much making say if they wanted to start a swim bait business or a bait business in general, what would you pretty much give them some advice to pretty much start and make a good business that would become flourishful?
I would not be able to answer that because I don't think people will take the same methods that I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For one, I mean, you'd have to want to enter it first with the fact of it being a business being non-existent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
because that's what it was for me. I mean, there's no way when I started this that I ever thought that I could sell any of it. You know what I mean? Period. First, second, third. I'm such a perfectionist in my mind that it took a long time for me to even acknowledge that what I was doing was even halfway cool. You know what I mean? So as far as I've given somebody an information on what to do, and I just told him build and give away as many as you can.
Huh.
That way people are fishing them. That way people are testing them. That way people are catching. And basically, if that's happening, they'll sell themselves, right?
Yeah. Pretty
When
much.
it's for money, man, just like with anything in the world, brother, when you enter it for money, you have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you'll ran out, you'll get ran out. You'll get ran out the swim bait community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you will.
yeah,
You will.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
you'll get ran out like that. Oh, I'm not even gonna say no names, but I mean, this just recently, this gentleman was told, "Hey, man, don't copy that other bait. Take that thing off of there. Do your own thing." No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it. I don't care what nobody says. Blah 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 blah. Next post, he got 3 likes. I mean, these dudes literally bury themselves. You can't make this up.
Yeah.
You
I've
know what I'm
seen it.
saying? Yeah, it's just, you either come in here for the people or you come in here for yourself. Just like with anything else. You come in here for yourself, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If you come in here for the people, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. And stealing something, is hard work, pretty much plan and pretty much hard work they went through to make that bait. It just doesn't show pretty much a good, worth ethic, or pretty much just shows that you're trying to take the easy way out. You know what I mean? So
Catching fish. Catching fish is the ultimate goal. They can look good, swim good, they can go through all that. But will they catch a fish?
yeah,
Absolutely.
Fortunately, everything that I've ever sold and getting ready to sell, catch fish. So there's that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not.
Very, very cool, man. You got man, you're an artist. You're an artist.
Out of nowhere, buddy, out of nowhere. I've absolutely been on a crash course of nothingness for a long time.
Well, the past is the past, man. You're killing it.
yeah,
Thank you very much, man. That's not ultimately what I was going for, but somehow it happened, right?
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, it landed on your lap, and now it's there. So
Yeah,
you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
think. Yeah, I don't think I can. Yeah, and I'm gonna always do right by the customers, man. I see so many companies are just so horrible with the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, that won't ever be me. So I'm gonna be happy to deal with all my customers, anybody that ever wants a bait.
Yeah,
I answer all my messages, man. I try not to leave nothing on read. I just I want to make sure that I'm doing this all correctly.
hey, and you must be, because, like I said, you've been growing pretty steadily, so, and keep getting more and more, so they're doing something right. You know what I mean?
I think so. I mean, from the outside looking in, from my end, it doesn't. It's always like, what am I doing? But then everybody else tells me, like you know what I mean, like him, you know what I mean, like you're doing some crazy stuff, man. Because after a while, this is just something that I've learned how to do, and to me, it's just like, okay, man, you know, and but that's not how the community feels. These guys really liking this stuff. They're hitting me up, man. You know what I mean, selling their good stuff just so they can buy my stuff. You
Yeah,
know, uh, can't get any better than that.
yeah.
For
And,
sure.
and guys, pretty much, I see all the time on Swimbait Universe, guys, posting pictures or something, catch with a fish they caught with the bait you made. You know what I mean? So, like you said, there's just
Yeah, or
proof behind it. You know what I
they're
mean?
excited over their mail calls. Yeah, they're excited over their mails calls too, and
Yeah,
and all that good stuff. That stuff feels pretty good, man.
Yep.
For sure, dude.
It can be addicting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like you said,
Customer services.
legal dope. It's addictive.
Yes, yes, yes. It's very addictive. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can tell you right now how bad it really is, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm grateful for that being the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's extreme. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff they had to go through.
I'm here for
Hey, it's part of it, you know.
I'm here for it, man.
And I think
Yeah, I can't
sometimes
complain. I'm here.
I think sometimes it's just cool in the end too that, you know, people are willing to do that for just a bait on its own. You know what I mean? It just blows your mind. You're like, why would these guys be doing this for a bait? But they do, and it just shows that there's something behind that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's only been a year and a few months for me, so I couldn't imagine where I'd be at if I keep on doing this for a long time. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, my phone's not stopped blowing up since we've been on this.
I'm sure, man.
Nonstop. Every few seconds there's a notification. It's crazy.
Very, very cool.
And are you going to be going to any of the expos this year? Are you going to, or the gatherings at all?
Oh, I don't do people, man. You got to understand that I'm still crazy. I'm still crazy. Hey, you got to understand something, man. I'm crazy as hell, bro. I still am. You know what I mean? Try my best to be good people, man. Be around anybody, man. But I'm volatile at best, man. With people that I don't get along with, or with people that I just been in this community a long time. You know, and I just try to stay away from from people. You know.
Yeah. Hey.
But that's more to protect them than myself, though.
Hey. If that's what you got to do, man, that's what you got to do. But
yeah, my beliefs and values aren't the same as many other people's. You know what I mean? I'm a little different, man. But that's just my past. You know.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like
I know
that.
how to keep.
You know what I mean? So that's a good thing.
No, I don't let it affect me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it can, and it depends on the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do people, man. I might try to get out of my shell, and because my friends are begging me to like do the gathering at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I might do it, but
hey, that would be awesome, man. Because this year I'm trying to plan on going, man. I really am. I missed the last year and I regretted it, and I was like, I can't do that shit again. I gotta go.
yeah, I'll have stuff there though. I mean, there'll be stuff there.
Oh yeah, Wayne had. That's pretty much who I got from that. The actual nuisance, the big one, the last one I got was from Wayne, from that show
Yes.
gathering. He had some leftovers, so that's who I
Well,
pretty
the
much.
only people didn't know. They thought that they were for the raffle. People didn't know that they were for sale. But yeah, he posted them and they sold, and
Hey, they still sold, man.
they never even let him get a chance to post it. He said, "Well, I have a few of these that I'm about to post."
Yeah.
And they all sold before he had a chance to post them. But
I was one of those people.
Well, you got to think about your health, man, especially your mental health. So
yeah,
you got to take care of yourself.
Yes, that's it, man. Because I just have to make sure that I'm not in a bad situation. And the only way you can do that is if you put yourself in it. So me, I'm gonna just stay at home with my children and build my baits and send them to people that want them.
And your kids, like pretty much they just started recently helping you with all the baits too as well, and they just pretty much became pretty much like you said, it's just all natural within the family.
Yeah. It's been a long time, man, since I touched the production bait.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, everything that I've showed you that's been sitting in front of me, they've made.
So, in 10 years, say, or 20 years from now, who knows? You know what will legal dope be? You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ain't no telling, man. I might move to Colorado, and then legal dope might be a whole nother different thing, you know.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling. Or I can branch it off into that also. You never know, man. It's all
Yeah.
everything's wide open at this point.
And you have
Man,
it.
Big Daddy, it was really awesome talking to you. I got a peel. I got another deal I got to go to. But
My
really,
name's Edwin, brother. I just put that on there to be funny. I do that every time they give me the option on these damn things. I put the same name every time.
yeah, I saw your name was Edwin on the Instagram. But,
I appreciate you guys, man. I got to get to bed, brother.
No, it's
I'm
all.
old,
That was
and
good.
I've been working all day.
it's been great
Thanks,
talking to
Austin.
you, man. You do beautiful work. Very impressive. Very impressive.
I appreciate you, fellas.
Yeah. It was good having you, and that's why I really wanted to get you on here, you know, because I think you deserve more, you know, media output because there's guys that aren't doing the stuff that you're doing, and I really appreciate that, especially being in the swim bait game and having gone through some issues with some bait makers and stuff like that. And it just seems that, you know, I haven't seen that with you, and I think that's pretty respectful to do. You know what I mean?
We're not going for any of that, man.
Yeah.
My whole goal is to make you happy. If you ain't happy, man, I'm not doing my job. It's very simple, man.
Yep.
This ain't rocket science, man. Some people just ain't shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
They make it more complicated than what it is. You know what I mean?
Nah, it ain't hard, man. Some people just, you know, they just don't care. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Have a good night, Edwin.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later on, buddy. You guys have.
See you.
All right. Cool.
All right, Mr. Bass. Thank you for coming in.
Sure thing, man. That was sweet.
Yeah.
I got to send him a message and get me a Tum Tum ordered.
Yeah. I got to give me one too, man. I've been delaying on it, but it's been producing a lot, man. Like literally every 2-3 weeks, you see him posting more and more stuff on his Instagram or Facebook. So
very, very nice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night on my show with Steve, we're gonna be doing we're gonna have Mike Dove on with Thunderhawk Lures. So we're gonna be talking a bunch of Thunderhawk lures tomorrow night. Should be fun.
Sweet. Yeah, Mike Dove's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a bait maker too, man. He's really he knows his stuff. He
does.
Yeah.
And he makes some good baits.
For sure. Cool, man. Nice live stream. Is this your first one?
Yeah, this is my first one.
Good job, man. Looks like you got a nice little crowd here. So keep up the good work, dude. I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. See you, Mr. Bass.
See you, man. Bye, everybody.
See you guys. All right, guys. Take it down, and I'll see you guys next time. I should be having another live sometime within the next week or so. So thank you, and see you guys, and take care.